All right, so today I'm going to show you a recipe for pickled venison heart. This is a deer heart that I have boiled, slowly boiled. You don't want a rolling boil, you just want little movement in the water that you're cooking in for about 45 minutes. There's a cap that's across the top, it has fat on it, and then there's some chambers in here that have different valves, the same as our hearts do. This is the water I boiled. That's some really good stuff. If you want to keep it, you can start a soup with it. Just let it kind of cool down. There's some fats on top. You might scoop those out if you don't want them in your soup. Other than that, this is just basically venison stock, and it'd be really good, like I say, for some soup, or if you just wanted to top it on your dog's food like some sort of a gravy. I'm sure they would appreciate it as well. So what you do once you get it boiled, you're going to take your knife, you're going to slice it, you know, as thin as you want it. This is made to make sandwiches with. You can put it on a cracker with a piece of cheese if you wanted to, and you can kind of slice it as thick as you want. As far as pickling, these are my pickling spices here. I have a pint of apple cider vinegar with the mother. If you're not familiar with what the mother is, it's kind of the cloudiness that's in the apple cider vinegar. It's all the good stuff. Then I have a quart of white vinegar, 5% acidity. I have 1 cup of light brown sugar. You can just use regular sugar if you want to. I have a tablespoon of pickling spices, about 1.5 tablespoons of garlic, 2 tablespoons of salt, and 4 or 5 shakes of red pepper flakes. And you heat this up. You can heat it up in your microwave if that's what you choose. You do not have to boil it. The only thing you want to do is make sure everything is married together. The sugars are all melted, the salt's melted into everything, and it'll all taste real nice. I have actually got 3 hearts that I'm doing. I have a 1/2 gallon jar that I will fill up with the meat, and then I will put this in it. And once I get this here sliced up, I will be back with you. All right, something a little interesting here. You've heard people say you're tugging at my heartstrings and whatnot. You actually do have heartstrings, and that's what these are right here. These are actually heartstrings, and they're kind of really elastic kind of feeling. They bounce with the tug on it. So some more over here on this side, but yeah, you've got heartstrings. Okay, so once your heart is cut up, you want to cut off any of those heartstrings or any kind of a piece of a valve that may be down deeper than what you got with your knife earlier. You're just going to place them in the jar. I have cut these 1/4 inch or less, each slice 1/4 inch or less. I don't want them real thick. I'm not looking for a pickled deer heart steak. I want something I can put on a small sandwich bun or something of that nature, and I can have just something different. I mean, sometimes we get tired of burgers and steaks and stuff like that, so you want to get yourself a little something different. You can try different things. I've never made this. I've never had this. I may not like it, but knowing me and most things pickled, I do like. So we'll see how this goes. We get a funnel here and pour some of this brine in it. Just gonna give it a good stir. Whenever you're pouring this in here, make sure you're not just pouring juice in. You want to get some of that good stuff, the garlic and the spices and everything else. You want some of that to go in there as well. You just cover the meat. You don't have to fill it all the way up. See, that's covered. We got plenty of spices in it. Give that about a week in the refrigerator, and we'll see how that turns out. That looks pretty good to me. It's kind of right up my alley. I do like some pickled stuff. The rest of this brine I've got, we grew some Brussels sprouts this year, and I pulled a bag out of the freezer. I'm gonna put them in a little pint jar. I'm gonna fill it up with that and stick it in the fridge, and I'm gonna pickle some Brussels sprouts. So don't waste stuff that we've had to go buy, or anything else for that matter. But you just put a lid on it. Like I say, give it about a week, 7 days. If it's not pickled enough, give it another 3 days and try it. If it's not, then give it a full 14 days. Should be pretty good stuff. This is Blue Ridge Homestead, Lewis and Sally saying come grow with us. We got a Facebook group. We're also on Instagram. So y'all come check us out. Be blessed. All right, so I thought I'd go over the ingredients one more time. So if you want to write this down, go ahead and hit pause. For 1 heart, you will need 1 quart of vinegar, apple cider vinegar, white vinegar, or a mix. A half a cup of sugar, brown sugar, white sugar, doesn't matter. Whatever you prefer. You're going to need 1 tablespoon of salt, a half a tablespoon of pickling spices, half a tablespoon of minced garlic, a half a teaspoon of hot pepper flakes, which are optional. If you don't like heat, don't put it in it. And a 1/4 of a cup of water. If you're going to do more than 1 heart, double the recipe. It will make plenty. There is the Brussels sprouts. They're going in the fridge as well. And it probably won't take them quite as long to absorb the pickling spice. So we might try them in about 3 to 4 days once they settle down in there some. But they look pretty good.